start? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome to our HELIG Coffee Talk on customer care during the COVID-19 pandemic. It has always been the goal of the academic library to support the pillars of the university, provide information and ensure user satisfaction. However, with the changing needs of users, the vast amount of information available online, making it difficult for new users to find reliable sources, evaluate information without adequate training, or on the other hand, some established researchers or academics disagreeing, for instance, with the new practices over time to upload their research output and into the institutional repository and so on, could lead to dissatisfied customers. And to top it all, finding ourselves in difficult times during the COVID-19 pandemic, we pose the question, are we still keeping library users satisfied? Now, I must say that this informal talk today follows a very informative and successful customer care panel discussion hosted by the University of Venda last week on the 29th of July 2021, which I also participated in. And therefore, it is worth continuing the conversation on this hot topic. And I would like to thank Ingrid Thompson for suggesting that we extend the invitation to the HELIG members to engage with us on this topic. And also thank you to Mr. Marupeni Ramabina for agreeing to set the scene for our open discussion today. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Marupeni Ramabina, who is currently the law librarian at the University of Venda, Limpopo province. He holds a BA law degree and a postgraduate diploma in LIS from UCT and honors in LIS from UKZN, and he's currently doing his master's at UKZN. Previous positions include being a cataloger at Univen, the serials librarian at the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg, and the audiovisual archivist at eNews Channel 403. In addition to his very active involvement in LIASA and participating in international conferences and national conferences, Mr. Ramabina obtained the following awards: the Bittner Research Fellow, Cornell Law Library in New York, USA in 2014. He was also awarded the Vice Chancellor's Excellence in Community Engagement Awards certificate by the Director of Community Engagement at the University of Venda in July 2016. And he was awarded Lehasa Limpopo Branch Librarian of the Year in August 2016. So on that positive note, I now hand over to Marupeni to present aspects on customer care to consider engaging on during our open discussion. Marupeni, over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, sorry, I forgot to mention that Ingrid Thompson will be moderating the chat space. So colleagues, please do feel free to type your comments or questions in the chat space. Thank you. Over to you, Marupeni.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I hope you can see my presentation from your side.
Yes, all good.
Thank you, colleagues. I wanted to do the video so that you can all see me, but the video came up. It was upside down, so I cannot do it now. But I decided to put a small picture in the presentation. For those who don't know me, I think you will see me there. Also, as part of presentation, Lynn and I were colleagues at the UCT 1,000 of years ago, and we were once inside the humanities library at the UCT, next to Ingrid Thompson. I will not mention the year. Thank you, colleagues.
Oh, please don't.
Thank you, colleagues. Welcome to our presentation here. For those who don't know Venda, this is our area here in Thohoyandou. This is a picture of our university in rural Thohoyandou. Yeah, I'm sure some of you have been here. If you have not, please, we are waiting for you to come visit us. Our universities in Limpopo province, there are 2 universities in Limpopo. The University of Limpopo and University of Venda. I also know that we have the TUT branch in Polokwane. Polokwane is our capital city. Our University of Venda is between Polokwane and Musina. For those who have been to Limpopo, we are about maybe 1,100 kilometers or 150 kilometers from University of Venda to Musina. That's where we have the border with Zimbabwe, the famous Beitbridge border post. This year, we have almost 17,000 students at the University of Venda. We have 4 faculties. And then just like most of the universities here, the business of our university is to graduate our students on record time. And our motto is to create future leaders. The library we here at Univen, we have the main library building. We have almost 40 staff members. I think 22 librarians, qualified librarians, and the rest library assistants. And within this main library, we have the law library. That's where I am with my 4 colleagues. So this presentation is more like a law library presentation from the Univen library. One of our main customers are our 40 staff members at the Univen School of Law, and about 1,200 law students from first year to postgraduates. We are talking about customer care, colleagues, today. Pre-COVID in the law library, we used to give out the questionnaire to our users. What do you think of the customer care in our library? And they were rating us. We're doing that, I think, twice a year. And then even sessions having customer care discussions with our users, mostly our students on campus. But since COVID-19 lockdown in March 2020, we did not do that. And also, most importantly, our users at the University of Venda, they are not coming to our library. The last time the students have been inside our library at the Univen, it was March 2020. So when we came back late last year, it was now the issue of the air conditioners. The university was busy trying to fix everything. Remember, at Univen at the moment, we still have 1 main library where all our students are using. So they found that the air conditioners, now they are not working properly, so they need to remove all the air conditioners and put new ones, to install new ones. That's what they are busy working on now as we speak. But we know that maybe in the next few weeks, everything will be fine. So our users have not been coming inside our library. So that's why we decided as the law library and a special collection, another unit, another section in our library. Let's have the customer care discussions as staff members. Let's not forget about customer care. Where are our users? Are they okay? Are they happy wherever they are? So we had those discussions. That was a week ago. We invited a colleague from UJ Library, a colleague from University of Limpopo Library, a colleague from CPUT, and a colleague from Liasa Limpopo, who's working in one of the public libraries here. These are the services, some of the services that we in the law library have been offering to our users since COVID-19 lockdown, when our students are away from us till today. The library orientation, we have been continuing with that. the video on YouTube, the library trainings for staff and students on databases and Node and everything. We are doing that on Teams. Information literacy program that we have on Teams. The linking of resources on LibGuide, uploading resources on the Moodle platform, even the assignment and the test for our students on Moodle. The print books, they can send an email to the library, and then someone will respond from there now, and then they will come and collect their books at the entrance of the library, and then they will return it after a week or so. And then when they come back, the issue of the COVID now on what we do with those books now before we put them on the shelves. We've been doing that. One of the things that we did, which was good for our university, the off-campus access. For a long time now, we're using the individual password now for databases. And then since COVID started now, that's when we're making it possible now for our users, both the staff and the students, to say, registering using your first name, your surname, and maybe your staff number and your student number, you will access all the databases on campus, which was very good. Electronic ordering cards, our users are very happy about that, our academics, because it was on print for a long time. The law ebooks also, it was important now last year when we managed now to convert most of the print prescribed books for our users to electronic. The ILL service now during this lockdown, very, very important. This one, it has been crucial now for us. And OZAL, for those who don't know, OZAL, Organization of South African Law Librarians, it has been great, where you know that you have colleagues in other law libraries that you can contact and on email, and then they'll be able to assist you now with the resources that you need now for our users. I'll be here, or my colleagues will be at home, and then we receive an email from a user. They are looking for a certain case or a certain article or law report, and then maybe it's only available on print. We can't go to our law library, but now the OZAL colleagues are there. Networking from Liasa also, it has been great, colleagues. You know that we have a friend in every library. I know that I can give a call or send an email to a law librarian at Rhodes, at Forte, University of Pretoria, and then they'll be able to assist us. This has been of great help, especially now during the lockdown. We are talking customer care, colleagues. We are not here to do the academic presentation. We are just here to talk about the issue of customer care, which we know. And the question now will be, what is customer care? Is it something that you can touch, or is it an attitude? Is it an attitude? Is that something that Maropen can decide? That, you know what, I want to offer good quality customer care to my users, or no, I don't want to do this. Is this something that Maropen can say, you know what, let me improve on this. I can improve. I can learn. I can develop it. Does Maropen know why he is at the University of Venda Law Library? Does Maropen know why he's getting paid at the end of every month? Maropen, do you know why you are here? What are you here to do? That's what we're talking about, the customer care. If there's anything which is not right regarding customer care, Maropen can do something now to say, you know what, I know the plan of the library. I know the plan of the university. I know why I am here. Some of the platforms that we are using in the law library at Univen to communicate with our users during this time of the lockdown, the Facebook, the Messenger, the email has also been of great help. The Moodle platform, the learning management system where our students are, Microsoft Teams, we've been using this. The WhatsApp, we decided, we'll hear this from your colleagues to say what are the other platforms that we're using. I know some are using the lip charts and everything. But in terms of the WhatsApp, we do not have university cell phones, so we are using our own cell phone numbers. So we decided as the law library to say, let's give out our personal numbers to our users. Yes. And then now the question will be is that really advisable? Is that really okay? Because these people now, they are going to send messages at night. They are going to send you SMSs. They're going to call you at night. But we decided to do that. We knew the risks which are involved, but we knew also that this will be easier for our users now to contact us, easier and quicker in terms of SMS or WhatsApp or phone call. So we'll hear from you colleagues who are here now, which other platforms are using to communicate with our users. And also maybe the advice now to say, is this really advisable for us to give our personal contact numbers to our users when we're talking about customer care? Again, colleagues, you are here to talk about customer care. This is one of the crucial questions that we need to answer. What is customer care? Maropeni, you cannot say you're doing customer care on campus if you don't know who your users are. You need to define them. You need to find them. You need to list them. These are all my users that I'm saving here. Are they only those 1,200 students in the School of Law? Are they only, or those 40 staff members and the 1,200 students, are those only the staff members, the customers of Maropeni in the law library? What about the academics from other schools on campus, from other faculties? Are they also not your customers? What about your colleagues, Maropeni next door, your colleague next door? Is he or she also your customer? And then the villages that we have around here in Thohoyandou, around the University of Venda, are they also not your customers, Maropeni? These are the questions that Maropeni must answer. The villagers who are here now, most of them are busy now going up and down, looking for, busy with this issue of land relocations. So those people now, they are coming to the university now for help, looking for resources. Are they also Maropeni's customers? There's also the case of, it's out there in the news, the case of the battle of the Venda kingship. So we get a lot of those people now who are involved in that court case now coming to the university. Are they also Maropeni's customers? So this is a crucial question that Maropeni must now answer. And I think we will hear from you colleagues also, which customers do you have in your institution, wherever you are working. And then now lockdown happened, and the staff rotation, even now currently the University of Venda Law Library, now we are doing staff rotation. I think we are now doing 33% of staff members who are available now, who are working now on campus, and they're doing rotations, the shift. And then the story of working from home, colleagues. What is working from home? Was this really defined? Did we need any training? Someone to tell us that you are now working from home, Maropeni, this is what is expected of you when you get home now. Was this done, or do we know what does this working from home mean? This is everything that everyone is talking about now, wherever you go. I am working from home, I am working from home, I am working from home. What does it mean? Especially now looking at from the perspective of customer care. This is the question that colleagues, I think maybe today we are going to get answers from you now. Maybe you know, what does working from home mean? Does it mean that Maropeni, no more holiday for you? Maropeni, does it mean that you're going to work at night, you're going to work weekends, longer hours? We don't know. We'll hear that from you colleagues. The 24/7 availability. Ingrid was also talking about this just before this meeting. I also attended OZAL AGM yesterday, Organization of South African Law Librarians, with an AGM yesterday. The chairperson of OZAL, Karabo Moleya there, she's working in one of the law libraries in Gauteng, in Johannesburg. She also spoke about the 24/7 availability, that as staff members, this is what is expected of us. Colleagues, what does this mean? Are we doing 24/7 availability? Is this possible? Is this doable? Does it mean that Maropeni is going to work longer hours? We are now going to bring the issue of customer care in here, colleagues, and we'll hear from you. Is 24/7 availability possible? This is what we are here to discuss, colleagues. We will hear from you. Colleagues, Maropeni, is he supposed to respond to an email from a customer at night? Or Maropeni will say, no, it's 8 p.m., I'm sitting with my family, and then Maropeni receives an SMS or a WhatsApp or a message on Facebook to say, sir, I am looking for a case of S versus Makwanyana, I can't find it, please help me. Does Maropeni supposed to assist that user at that time, or Maropeni will say, no, it's at night, I will assist my user tomorrow morning? And what if that tomorrow morning is a Saturday? Maybe Maropeni will say, no, it's weekend, I will see you on Monday. Remember the 24/7 availability. Remember the working from home, colleagues. What does it mean? Next week, Monday, it's a public holiday, the 9th of August, Women's Day. Colleagues, what does it mean? I know at my work we have I think a staff meeting, one of the meetings that we are going to attend on a holiday. Colleagues, what does work from home mean? We'll hear from you. Does it mean that maybe Maropeni is supposed to say, no, today is a holiday, I'm not touching anything. I'm going to celebrate Women's Day there. Only tomorrow morning, on Monday, on Tuesday morning, that's when I will assist you. We will hear this from you, colleagues. Colleagues, when Maropeni is working from home, how often does Maropeni supposed to check the emails from home? What, maybe every 30 minutes? Once an hour? Maybe every 5 hours? When we need to hear from you, colleagues, what does it mean working from home? How many times does Maropeni supposed to check his work emails? Colleagues, can a staff member working from home spend the whole day without checking his or her emails? Maropeni is now working from home. Can Maropeni just wake up in the morning, go to his village or go and play soccer for the whole day and come back at 7 p.m.? But Maropeni is working from home. What was happening during the day? We'll hear this from you, colleagues. We are talking about customer care. I don't have time to read emails. I'm too busy. We know of these colleagues who used to say this. This was mostly before COVID. So the question now will be, what are these colleagues saying now? Has anything changed since COVID lockdown? These colleagues are now working from home. Where are their customers? Who are their customers? If you are saying you don't have time to read emails, now you are working from home, your users are contacting you mostly on email. What do you do now? Are there any changes we'll hear from your colleagues? Still talking about email, colleagues, this is one of the things that I'm very passionate about. Acknowledging emails from colleagues or from users. Do we do this, colleagues? Do we have time for that? Is that part of customer care? When you receive an email from your colleague, or we only respond to emails from our bosses? When you receive an email from your colleague telling you something about, please do this, I send you something, do I just read it and then I don't respond? Maropeni receives an email from a user saying, Mr. Ramavina, please help me to interpret or to analyze this Turnitin report. I don't understand it. Do we need to acknowledge, colleagues? Is acknowledging emails or communications that you receive from your users part of customer care? We will hear from you, colleagues. We are here to hear from you. Colleagues, we know this culture, mostly from the few people that I heard. This was before COVID. I refuse to check my email after working hours. Where are these colleagues now? Where are these people now? Has this culture changed because of the lockdown, or are they still continuing? If you are continuing, how are you doing it now? Are you saying, yes, I'm working from home from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. That's the only time that I can respond to requests from our users. The moment it's 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., I knock off. You'll not hear from me until tomorrow morning. We need to hear this from you, colleagues. Does this culture change? Is it still there? Do we continue with it? Yes, when you are working from home, someone like me now is using mostly email to communicate with my users. You do get this kind of emails from my users. That language now from social media, from Facebook, I get it a lot. And then I tried it with some, maybe out of 10 students, that I tried to say, okay, yes, I know this between from social media. This, by the way, be right back. This LOL, the social media language. So this is an electronic letter. Maybe try and write it. It's an official letter with an introduction and the body and the conclusion. Maybe from the 10 users that I communicated with, maybe only 2 came back to say, okay, thank you very much. And the next time when they're contacting me, you see a change. But from the others, it didn't work. But at least now, reading the emails now from them, I can be able to understand, to see what they are looking for. And then we assist and then we go forward. Yes, from Ingrid was also talking about these colleagues from the Sunlink conference that we attended this week. The director of UP Library, they did a survey there now during COVID, customer care survey, to find out now from their users now. Are you happy with our service? What is happening from your side? They said some of the findings from them was turnaround times. The users were not happy. to say the library staff members, when we contact you for request, you take long to respond to our request. And then they sat down there as the library at UP trying to solve it. So we need to hear this from your colleagues. What is turnaround time from your universities, from your institutions? How long do you take before you respond to a query from your users? 1 hour, 2 hours? Let's hear this from your colleagues. I know some of us are using LibChat. How often do you check that? So that you can respond to the queries from your users. Did we need a shift roster, colleagues, to say, even if it's email or social media, maybe Maropeni must be available for our users from 8 a.m., from 8 until maybe 10 or 11. Cindy must now be available from 11 until 1. Maybe Lynn must be available from 1 until 3. Did we need that? What are you doing in your institutions, colleagues? We will hear this from you. This communication from a library staff to a user. Hi, user, please provide us with a call number for the book you are requesting. And the user now responds, what is a call number? Colleagues, was there anything wrong with that message given by the library staff with regard to customer care? Was anything maybe missing there? Did the library staff maybe assume that all our users, they are familiar with the language from the library? Or maybe library staff will say, no, this user is lazy. She knows, she attended library orientation. She did the InfoLead program. What does customer care say, colleagues? Was there anything wrong with this? We'll hear from your colleagues. Another response from users, colleagues, library staff responding to a user. We do not have this book in our library. Please access it online. Is this complete in terms of customer care? Is this okay? Is this user happy? Will this user come back to the library tomorrow? Or will this user have so many questions here to say, what is online? Or where online? We don't know, colleagues, we will hear from you. Maropeni, please fix your shelf allocation. It is in a mess. Your books are lying around. I like this Afrikaans word, dear Mekar. And then Maropeni responds to say, but the students are not here. Is everything fine there? What does customer care say? Does Maropeni know maybe about his users? Are they only students? We'll hear from you, colleagues. What does customer care say here? From those discussions that the chairperson spoke about, where we as the law library staff members and the special collection, where we invite colleagues from UJ, UL, and CPUT and a public library here in Limpopo, we came up with some few take-homes that we must do customer satisfaction survey now during lockdown to find out from our users. Are you happy with our service? Is everything fine? What more can we do? Another take-home that we got from the research needs from academics to say, as library staff members, this is your best time now to email or contact your academics. What are you researching about now? So that I can assist you to get maybe materials now for that. What are you teaching this semester? So that I can assist. From the Sunleak conference that we attended, I remember the presentation from UJ Library, where one of the librarians there said they decided to contact the researchers to say, are you registered on the Oak ID? Do you have it? Do you have your account there? And then for those who did not have, as the library, they said, please come to the library, or please, we want to assist you to create your account there. That's what they did, which was excellent. Customer care policy. Most of us, we have these policies, but maybe one or two libraries, maybe we don't have this customer care policy. From our discussions, maybe was that every library must have a customer care policy. From those discussions, we also decided, colleagues, to say, as colleagues from these 4 institutions, the Univen, UJ, UL, CPUT, and the Public Library 5, we are going to do some collaboration work there. Maybe a book or maybe a book chapter or maybe an article. Please watch this space. And then from the Sunny conference again now, Caroline Dean, I think she's from UCT Libraries, in one of the presentations this week. She repeated this maybe 4 or 5 times. When delivering service to your users, please be kind all the time. That is customer care. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Chairperson. So the question to you now, this is a coffee shop, the coffee talk. We are here to discuss how are you reaching out to your customers during the COVID-19 pandemic? Let's hear from you. Are there limits? If so, which ones? What can we do? What is it that we cannot do or we must do to offer good customer service to our users, especially now, where our users are far away from us? Thank you, colleagues. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Marupeni, for setting the scene. You have certainly posed quite a number of questions and food for thought that I'm sure colleagues will assist us with really getting some form of answers or solutions to some of the challenges we might be facing during these difficult times, so that we can help one another and look at the way forward to improve and to reach out to our customers. And I like that first question that you posed, Marupeni. Do we know our customers? Is it only the users in that particular department or faculty that you are supporting? Or do we see other users also our customers? I think that is the question. Who are our users? Do we know them? So colleagues, the floor is open now. I see there's quite a number of comments that have also been posted in the chat, but we'd like to hear from you. Please feel free to raise your hand and we will then allow you to unmute your microphone and to share some of your thoughts, best practices, or maybe there might be another challenge that we may not have thought about. Please do share with us. And this is an opportunity now for us to engage on this topic. So do we know our customers? I like this question because it makes me think about when I was a faculty librarian, and it's one of those one finds sometimes awkward situations where, and I'm sure most of us experience this, where there would be a response that I'm not supporting that faculty, so you need to ask your faculty librarian, etc., etc. Are we showing customers a way, or are we at least trying to support them even though they are coming from another faculty? That is a question. Dina, I see your hand is raised. You may go ahead.
Thank you, Lynn. Good afternoon, colleagues. I just want to comment on the question raised there by Marupeng with regards to shelved books, where there was a question, and the answer was that the students are not here. So basically, as a librarian, I think that we are also users of the library. So regardless of whether our students are not visiting the library, we as librarians, we are also users. You'd find that there might be another colleague in the library that might be looking for a book that has been misshelved. So I believe that we are all users of the library, regardless of whether you're an academic or a student. We are also users. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dina, for your comment. Kayla, you may go ahead. Kayla, I see your hand is raised. Good afternoon.
I have to lower. I would like. Okay, I've lowered my hand. But can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, my name is Ketla from the University of Venda. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thanks very much. Yes, from the University of Venda. Then I'm responding to the question of what we're doing now during this unfortunate moment. I'm from circulation section. So what we've done as a unit, we have created a special email which was sent out to all the students. Then we also pasted the notification all over the university to say wherever you are, if you need anything from the library, then use this email. The email is received by a number of people. Then what happens the moment you receive the email, you recognize receipt to the sender. That will also go to other recipients you're working with, your colleagues. So that then from there, then you will say maybe the user or the student is requesting a book. So you will go retrieve. Then the moment you issue it out, all other colleagues will have to know that you've issued out so that then they don't try attending to the same request, whereas it's being addressed. So that is how it goes. Then the turnaround with us, I think, is 24 hours. Acknowledgement is immediate, but then the actual issuing out of whatever the student or the user is requesting is 24 hours. So that's what we're doing. And it's working well for us. I haven't seen a moment where I would say we've got a backlog with that one. But now, adding to what Maroping has said, I'm also in charge of the DSU, that is the Disabled Student Unit, also trying to assist the disabled students. So the challenge now is how best, maybe some people can just throw in a comment, a suggestion, recommendation of what we can do during this particular moment, specifically for disabled students, though we have contacted their department, the department that is primarily dealing with disabled students, to also assist in this manner. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for sharing with us your interventions, and I think yes, we would like to hear from colleagues as well how best to support our disabled users during these difficult times. Thank you, Kile, for sharing with us. I see another hand by Silindile. Please do go ahead.
Good afternoon, colleagues.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm from the University of Mpumalanga. I'm just also going to share a few initiatives that we've done to further assist our students as we were unable to be available on campus. So we've done different things to try and assist. So we launched the chat with the librarian because we didn't have that feature as the library. Since we are a new library, we are a new university. So what we've done is that we have library staff available online. So if the students will access the library page, they'll be able to chat with the library staff at in real time. So there's no waiting period so that we can attend to the queries. We were also, we moved to Moodle as well. We had a space for students so that we can address their issues as well. So we had a discussion with the ICT, and then we had the library page, because Moodle is a free feature for students, so they don't even have to get charged to use the library services. So that's another route that we took. We also subscribed to online ebooks databases, a few of them that we trialed before we actually subscribed, so that we can further assist. So those are some of the initiatives that we took. And we are finding that most students did receive the assistance that they needed, because in most cases they would want physical books and there was no way of getting them. So by having ebooks, it was very useful during that time. Still is, because they're still learning online even now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Silindile, for sharing your interventions. Yes, I think that it's important that we find ways of being accessible and also so that our users can know that there is support for them, and where to find assistance. But I want to pose another question to colleagues this afternoon. So we have all of these various interventions in place, but I have this burning question: Are we just waiting for users to approach us via email or the lib chat or via social media? Or are we also trying to reach out to our users? Are we sending out regular communication, just reminding users of what the library and librarians' role are and how to support during these times? Or are we just reacting, responding to queries as they arrive? What about the user that's not aware that they can email or use the lib chat? How are we making the users and our customers aware of the various platforms that are available to them to receive support? That's the question that I would like to pose to colleagues. Azungu, you may go ahead. I see your hand is raised.
Okay, thank you and good afternoon, colleagues. I'm Ayanda Zungu from Rosebank College. To answer your question, what we did when the lockdown started, we created a library services poster whereby we were letting our students know of the services that we still provide even during lockdown. And then we also made the videos like how to access the databases, like EBSCOhost, Emerald, Sabinet, as well as videos about referencing. We posted them on Blackboard Collaborate, and then we also communicated with our students that they can access these videos. We communicated via WhatsApp, the student portal, as well as via emails. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Ayanda. That's wonderful. Are there any other best practices that colleagues would like to share in terms of how you are reaching out to your customers and creating that awareness of the support services during the COVID pandemic?
Hi, Chair Maropeni.
Yes.
I think Ingrid must also answer some of these questions. I know she has answers. But I was checking on the chat now. There's another comment which for me is interesting from, I think, Ismail Davids. Says our users are more demanding. They are taking an advantage. I think that we are at home, so we are available all the time. I thought it's a very interesting comment. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks for
I can just say that perhaps Nuru could chip in. I'm sorry, Nuru, putting you on the spot. But yeah, it in a sense, Nuru and I work together. So in a sense, it is actually. I mean, I do find that as well. You know, that perhaps people don't actually realize just how busier we are working from home. I certainly am busier, far busier. And I guess that probably is because you need to actually take a step away from the laptop. You need to manage your time. But Nuru is quite right. I mean, there are some customers like that. Nuru, I don't know if you want to make a comment.
Hi, yes, good afternoon. It's Nuru speaking. I hope my comment hasn't made too many waves, but I think it needs also to be said from a us perspective, not just that we are trying to assist our users, because that we are. I mean, we're bending over backwards to provide the information and the resources that our users are looking for. And then again, we get people that think, oh, the librarians are just at home because the library is closed. I don't know where people come onto that idea, because gosh, we're working harder and longer. But then if I may, we've got our lib answers or via email, whatever interaction our users are reaching out to us. But the time slots that our users are emailing us and they're expecting responses. I'm not talking about something like at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm talking about like 11 p.m., 12 o'clock. I mean, and then they would actually email back again the next day to say, oh, my email hasn't been responded to yet. When do I get my scans? And you can hear it in the tone in the email. I mean, we're all going through difficulties here. We're all suffering from COVID fatigue. We're all in the same boat here. So yes, I'm going out of my way for everybody. But you know what? I think our users also need to be a little bit more open-minded to the fact that we are working harder and longer to trying to provide I don't want to say an amazing service, but we are trying to provide a service for our users. Thank you. I think I spoke too much now.
Thanks, Nuru, for sharing. I agree with you 100%. We are working way longer from home, and yes, we receive queries at various hours of the day. I receive emails from students in the early hours of the morning, and the reason for that is because they are relying on the nighttime data. So yes, I don't know whether what is the best way in terms of turnaround time, response time. But surely I do think that within 24 hours, it's acceptable to at least respond to a query. I don't know how colleagues feel about that, but I do think that at least there should be a discussion on what would be acceptable as the waiting time before a user do receive a response.
There's a comment.
Is 24 hours acceptable, or do you think longer? What if that query is sent on a Friday evening, as Marupeni was also explaining during his presentation? Does that mean the user is only going to receive a response on Monday? And what about when a user, a staff member is on leave? Does that mean the user is going to wait until the person is back in the office?
Sorry,
Okay, Chair, I can raise my hand from this side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Can I come in after you have commented?
Yeah, I wanted to just say, Lynn, that there is a comment in the chat earlier on from Matthew van der Westhuizen, who says we need to remember that we have to cut off at a certain time, and this isn't always easy. We try our best to accommodate our students, staff, and stakeholders. One recommendation made by library management at UCT's Graduate School of Business is that we are willing to accommodate students outside of working hours, but only if they contact during working hours to set up a meeting after working hours and on weekends if necessary. So, I mean, that is one way around. I see Zuki's got her hand up.
Yes, and then I also heard somebody's voice. I'm not sure if it was Zuki or somebody who mentioned that he or she can't raise their hand. That was a voice I heard.
Okay, so maybe Zuki first. Maybe Zuki first and then Mudisa. Unless,
Okay, I was gonna say let's start with the one who can't see the hand, lest we forget. But it is okay, colleagues. Good afternoon. I'm
Good afternoon.
Yes. From our side, we really did a lot of things, but some are working, some are not working. For instance, there was a communication from the HR for every staff that you must be, if you are working from home, you must be available during the time of work. And if you are not gonna be available, you must tell your line manager that you are not gonna be available, maybe at 9 to 1. So what really within the library is the communication amongst the staff members that, okay, now I am supposed to be at work, but now I'm quickly going out to fetch my child. Please be on the lookout of anything that can urgently need me. For instance, those emails that are sent to everyone, maybe it's a report email saying, Sugi, please submit. And then I am fetching the child. I am not gonna be responding immediately. So what really came up for us is the extra miling, and then the communication among among staff members. Or when I saw about extra miling, for instance, one of our colleagues in Velcom, you will find out she's also helping things that are not for the library. You know, when they, for instance, the data that you said, because they have a number for information literacy. But now they are frustrated that they cannot even log in for that information literacy because of data issues that are not library related. So we are also overstretched like that. Then there was a genuine agreement within staff members that at least let's extra mile until 6 o'clock, 18 hours. sort of formally to respond. But we go beyond that because sometimes you find out that there's a request at 20 hours. You respond to that request. But or if you are on leave, mostly we operate with the normal way that I am on leave, someone will be substitute for me. So we'll leave the out of office notice that who must be. Also now we are rotating. If you are on office, you are responsible for all faculties, even for whatever that needs attention in the library, even if it's not your specialization. But also in terms of managers, with the out of office, some team members will report to you, their line manager, they are not working. Some will report to the manager on duty that I am sick today. So for us, it's mostly communication. So if I'm a team member, I am sick, then I will tell my manager and my manager will tell the one on duty, do not be on the lookout for so because it's not on duty. But it's what we are like in the ocean. Some waves take us to other side and some take us to other side. But for us, I think communication has been key. Yes, we do have WhatsApp. That's one way of communicating. Even if you didn't see that we have an email, you get a WhatsApp from colleagues, respond on your email, something is urgent. But yes, the library also developed some guidelines, but not many we take from what the HR has instructed us to do. Thank you, colleagues.
Thanks so much, Zuki. You have really shared some important points there, and I think we know that it's communication is key. You know, we need to keep the communication channels among ourselves open, because if we don't communicate, that's where some of the challenges come in. You know, if we not aware, for example, that somebody is ill and you are trying to reach a colleague or so on. So yes, communication is key. The colleague who couldn't raise
Medisa.
Yes.
Medisa, are you still here? Please do
I'm
go
here.
ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, colleagues.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I think I'm going to, Zuki has already touched on some of the issues, but okay, with regard to availability, you know, I think it's incumbent upon us to define our availability or define our hours of work. You know, I may be able to assist somebody outside of that. And I must say, for some of us, I mean, I've always been accessible, you know, even before working from home. You know, anytime you can answer, but, you know, if you define your availability, then no one can hold it against you. Rather do more outside voluntarily, but a person will know that you are available during this time, and that's when you will respond. And we must also remember that the mediums that we are using now, you know, are open to people being able to send anytime they want to send. Like a colleague has said, there are a number of factors. One of them being connectivity might be good at that time, and a person can send you at 3 a.m. because they are using night owl. I don't know what it's called in other
the nighttime data.
Yes, so it's the reality of the situation that we are operating in. And then yeah, Zuki has answered the issue of if I'm not available, if I'm sick, if I'm on leave, then there must be an auto reply to that. And then yes, from a customer care point of view, we need to define what the turnaround time is, and it's communicated to all the stakeholders, you know, so that there is that expectation. And then yeah, you can always respond within an hour, but if the response time is 24 hours, you don't put yourself under pressure, and also define what you mean by 24 hours, you know, weekends, holidays, all those things. If you can put as much detail as you can. But as for the concept of working from home, we are still trying to figure out, like I said, what that means, because it's something that was imposed on us. It came on so quickly. I agree that the bottom line is that you work a certain number of hours, but also we must remember that when I work from work, you know, I've got things that are given to me. I've got a printer, I've got a network, you know, I've got that whole lot of support, which I don't necessarily have when I'm working from home. It's a luxury to have a space to be working on, you know. People are using common areas, bedrooms, you know, all those challenges of working from home. And if you are not the only there, but I think it's a topic for another day. But also working from home, it's not only answering your emails and, you know, logging on when you have meetings. It's more than that. And there are certain attributes that are also required, you know, the ability to work independently. And it's not everybody that can do that, you know. That's why, you know, in a work setting, people are different. But yeah, those are, you know, I think it's a topic, just one big topic that we might need to focus on, and the challenges that people encounter. It's not even only about data, it's about connectivity, you know. Sometimes I have 20 gig, but I cannot connect, and all those challenges. Yeah, I think briefly that is that. And then, yeah, we continue to try to do our best to reach out to our customers even then. And yeah, I agree with what people have said, that working from home, you work more, you work extra, you know, because there isn't the separation of spaces. When I'm at work, I drive home, I get into a taxi, you know, then I know it's time off. But when you are sitting there in that space, yeah, I think that was my little contribution.
Thank you very much, Matisa. Absolutely, it becomes very, very difficult to actually work in the same space, and then switching off from work to, you know, your home time, your free time, etc., your family time. So I think we've all in the same boat regarding that. But you said something very important, that as long as we keep on trying to do our best, I think that is key in all of this, to at least ensure that we do support our customers. And I think, yes, we're definitely going to need to have another opportunity to continue this conversation, because Ingrid, I'm not sure whether there was any other comments in the chat that we needed to you know, highlight. And I see that we are already over the time. So Ingrid,
Lynn, there's a lot in the chat. There's a lot of discussion going on there with comments. So I think people can go and, I mean, look, you know, check the recording and pull off the chat that way. I did pose a question there whether any libraries were doing face-to-face reference consults, and Teresa Bafana has said that at the IIE they do both. Our library's not open. I can quite easily just stay working from home. I miss my office, I miss seeing my colleagues, but I could easily continue working from home. I don't need to be in my office, but I do miss the companionship and the seeing people. So I mean, I think we can continue. We can have part 2 of the coffee conversation, maybe next week. I don't know.
I think we definitely need to have a part 2 on this, and we'll definitely confirm when the next one. It should happen very soon. So we will confirm with colleagues and post the part 2 of this conversation, because I do agree that we do need. We need more time to discuss this. But on that note, Marupeni, I just wanted to find out whether you maybe have any final remarks on the discussion that we are having on the customer care.
No, I'm okay, Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you to colleagues for attending.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I'd like to just thank Marupeni for setting the scene for us this afternoon, and for posing all those questions. Thank you, Ingrid, for moderating the chat space. There's definitely a lot of comments and questions that colleagues have posted. So I would like to thank all of you for your active participation in our coffee talk, our HELIG Coffee Talk session this afternoon. And we definitely will have part 2 on this. So please do watch out for the advert on the part 2 of this conversation, and also other topics that we will be discussing. Please also feel free to suggest any topics or burning issues that you do currently have that you would like us to discuss, and we can arrange a coffee talk and unpack the issues. It's always good to share experiences and best practices, and so we can learn from one another, but also where there are shared experiences or challenges, that we can try together through conversation to find possible solutions to the challenges. So thank you very much to everybody for your participation this afternoon. Keep well to the ladies. Happy blessed Women's Day on Monday, and everybody enjoy the long weekend. Keep well, stay safe, and we'll meet up again soon and continue this conversation. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.